Hey guys, and welcome back to Learning Adobe After Effects. So in today's lesson we're going to be recreating this cool pyramid animation here. So instead of recreating the pyramid as rows coming in, our pyramid has each individual blocks, and I've set up the files for you guys to just download and to use in your project. So we're going to make our blocks perhaps fly in from all sides of the screen and build itself into a pyramid into the middle of the screen with some wording that can come onto the sides. Alright, so as you can see in this one it's rows, but we're going to do it as each individual blocks. Cool, so let's get started. Alright guys, so once you've created your new project, you can go ahead and drag in your soap bubbles background as well as your pyramid PNG files that you can find in the resources. Okay, so we can either create a new composition with the size that we want. Just keep in mind, if you do a full 1080p, alright, and you drag in your soap bubbles, the soap bubbles video is only 720p, so you can either scale this up to fit your screen, or you can just come down to composition and just change it down to 720p. Okay, 720. And then just click OK, and then now it fits nicely. Okay, so we can come through to where the bubbles are all fully on screen already, and we can just cut the beginning part out and then move this over. Okay, now we want to make our background white, and maybe our bubbles, we can add a blue tone to them. So we can come down here to effects and presets and just type in channel, and we'll take the channel combiner and drop it over, and we'll click on invert, and we'll come down here to from, and we'll just click on green. So now we have a white background with blue bubbles, but the blue bubbles are a bit harsh, so let's take the lightness and put it to lightness only, and then what we can do is create a new adjustment layer. Okay, and then we can add our ramp effect in. Just type in ramp and then drag it over, and then we can choose a nice bubbly color, so this blue would be nice, and then you can just right click, come down to blending mode, and then go to color. Alright, so let's just play around here. If we go to blue, that's a bit harsh. Okay, let's leave it on red. So we'll just change this to red with our adjustment layer. That looks good to me. Okay, so now we can start with our pyramid. So we'll come drag our thing over here to the project, and we'll just start making our pyramid in the comp. Just drag in your pyramid, the parts of your pyramid, and just position them as a puzzle piece. Position them how you want them to look at the very end. Right? So don't start and have them placed outside your screen or wherever you want them to animate from. So you want to drag them and place them where they're going to finish the animation. Alright, so you can just adjust them a little bit here to make it look a little bit better. Alright, I think that looks okay. We can probably adjust just these a bit more. Once you guys are happy with it though, we can move on. So once you have your pyramid all set up in the middle here, we're going to go into about 5 seconds, or it's fine if you want it longer than 5 seconds, we can change it. So then you want to select all of them, so you'll click, hold down shift and select your last pyramid piece. Just drop down the first one, come to the transform, and then you want to keyframe the position and the scale. Alright, so once you've done that, you can move back to the very beginning of your comp, and now we can we'll start off with the bottom here, and we'll drag our bottom outside the screen, and we'll increase the scale, and we'll just drag it so we don't see it. So as you can see now, the bottom one animates in from the bottom there as it shrinks into place there. Okay, so now we're going to quickly do the same sort of thing with the others. So left, this one can make sure you're at the beginning of your comp again, make it coming from the left side, increase the scale just before it comes in your screen. We'll come down to our bottom right. Okay, make sure you're at the beginning, move it down to the bottom right and increase the scale. Okay, so right now they're all animating in at the exact same time. You don't have to do that, you can have one piece come in at a time. So maybe we can make the middle and the top come in a little later than the bottom three. So right now the bottom three are animating in. Alright, so let's just come to our bottom one quick, and we'll just come to the starting position, and we'll just drag it down a little bit so it kind of matches up with our left and right there. There we go, that looks nice. Okay, so now instead of making the mid and top ones come in at the same time, we can drop down our transforms for them, and we can just take the keyframes. Let me just open this up a bit more. So we can take our keyframes, hold down shift to select multiple, and we'll just drag it into 10 seconds. Okay, so then these can start animating in from about half a second. Okay, so now for our mid, we're going to come to about half a second, drag it out to the side and increase the scale. Come down to our mid right, drag it out and increase the scale again. Let's go a bit more right there. Alright, and then let's just move this down a little bit. Okay, so we want it to either come in as the bottom have already set in place, or we can choose to have these come in a little bit faster and set in place at the same time. We're just going to leave it like this and do the last one at the top now. So we'll drop down, we'll collapse these now, come to our top, we'll move in right around here. That's where we want it to start. Yeah, let's make it start right around here, and then you'll just click on and drag it to the top and increase the scale, and then just lessen the amount of time it takes to actually set into place. Okay, let's make it start a little sooner than that. A little sooner even. So actually let's make it come in at the same time as our left and right there. I think that will look way nicer. Alright, so let's have a look at our final product now. Just render it out. Alright, so now that I've actually rendered it out, I think we should have left the top pyramid. We should actually leave this to come in only after the middle ones have set in place. So we'll just change that. Right, so then now what we can do is after everything's set in place, we can have it sit there for just a short time. Alright, and then we can select all of our layers once again, and we'll drop down the transform for one of them, and we'll just keyframe the position, and then we'll move over a little bit and then drag the entire pyramid over. Okay, so now once all the blocks have come in and made the pyramid, they will all move over to the side, and as they all move over to the side, we'll add text that flies in. Alright, so let's quickly add our text. So this will be the top text. And we'll set it next to our top there, and our mid. Alright, and our bottom. Okay, so now we're going to pretty much do the exact same thing and make our text fly in one by one from the side. Okay, so as the pyramid sets here, we're going to have them fly in one by one. So first thing we do is we pick the spot, the ending spot for them, which is going to be here, here, and here. Okay, so that's their ending spot. So we can just select them and keyframe their positions. Okay, and then we can move back and drag them over. Okay, we accidentally only keyframed the one, so just make sure you have them all selected. Keyframe the position. If these aren't, okay, they did now. Alright, so now if we move them back, we'll start with the top text, and we'll fly that one out here. So as you can see, as the pyramid is moving over, the top text is flying in already, and then from about this point we can have our middle text fly in. Okay, so our top text comes in, our mid text comes in just afterwards, and then just after our mid text we will make our bottom text fly in. Okay, so what you can do to make life easier for you is you can copy the positions to each other, or you can do it like I've done it, where I've just done it one by one. But just be careful if you do copy the animation. So let's say I copy the bottom animation, so by selecting the keyframes with Control C, and then I come to my mid text. Okay, delete the animation. So now the mid text isn't animating, but I want it to animate from here, and I Control paste it. It's going to have the animation, but it's going to be in line with the bottom text. Alright, so just to show you how to change the position without actually telling it, oh no, you're actually animating it. So as you can see, if you just have to click on the text and move it, it's going to now think, oh, that's what we actually wanted to do, that's how we wanted to animate. No, we just want to move the animation line. Okay, so we just click on the square at the end and hold down shift and select the other square. Okay, and then you can just move it to wherever you want it, and it will keep the same animation, just now you're moving it to where you want it to be. Alright, so that's our little, I'm just going back to how I had it, sorry. So let's quickly render it out before we end the video and see how it looks. Awesome, let's see how that looks. Awesome guys, so you should be getting really comfortable with using keyframes now. So in the next section we're going to be working with the tracker tool, which is very cool, very cool tool to use. So I'll see you guys there.